Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Tenoda's Takima, and welcome back to our Slavic campaign. You join us outside Vicus Alameni, where we're going to take on the last of the Franks. We have Hariulfus, a classic Frankish name, of course. I've no idea. And Tadrus, that seems to be the faction leader and the faction heir. So we must bear in mind we need to kill them both in order to take out the faction. We'll let a few escape, I suppose, because they still need to hold the city as I kill the two leaders, so that'll be ideal. We can pretty much finish them off here. Pretty big forces though, a fair amount of experience on them too. This army could struggle to do it, but I think as they're separated, we'll be alright. Yeah, you see, quite a lot of forces, but I reckon this is a big key moment for us. Let's go. This is going to be a little bit of an awkward one. The reinforcements are down that hill, which would be magnificent to go and ambush, but I can't really... Yeah, I can't really take them all on at once. I'm going to have to take out these guys first. Rushing into a position, going to use this little random old smashed building here, just to protect that flank. So we've got the archers all to stand on that side. Horse archers are going to be absolutely key. That's not what I want to do. Just these lads. Swing into the raiders, take them out immediately, and then we can start to get the surround in. We're just going to have to hold really, really well over here. Swing out, lads. Those raiders are going to hold because of their sheer experience, but that is them now routing. Marvellous work. Now, if we can just get ourselves over here, that would be marvellous, lads. You should all be off skirmish. Now we can see something's going on here. Axe Heerband are coming in. That's slightly irritating, but not the end of the world. That's fine. We are distracting them a little bit with our forces here. We go take out these archers. Axe Heerband are a little bit annoying for me, but that's fine. Okay. Continue to swing around like this. We can just keep some of the lads busy. That would be grand. And General... Okay. General, go in and help those guys over there. Cav, you keep swinging into them. Ignore the Axe Heerband. They're going to be a problem for you. Just keep moving in to these lads. They should break. That is the Frankish leader dead. Perfect. Okay. Missiles, which means mainly you guys. In fact, you just keep shooting them. That is perfect. This is lovely. This is lovely. This is lovely. Chop down as much of this army as we can. General, just be careful about that. These two lads just need to swing themselves out to this position. So avoid needless deaths with their infantry in mind. What we need to do is try and get a good position against these guys. So we're going to need to reform pretty much now, to be honest. So what I need to do is assign just a couple of you to chase some of these lads down. So you go for them and you go for them. Otherwise, I'm quite happy for my archers to stand. Nope, do what you like, but just yeah, don't waste your ammo chasing down people. Okay, infantry. Infantry. No one's particularly smashed. A few weaker ones actually, but not the end of the world. All infantry then. Just reform in this direction first, and we'll see if we can get a better position in a few moments. So we'll swing ourselves back over here and prep ourselves for the second force. The main thing though is that that general goes down. That's all that really matters. If we kill him, we can just withdraw. Sometimes it's a bit hard to tell in the snow if there's much of a hill or not. It does look like we are still actually at a fair point of this hill, so I'm going to continue with that. My archers could hold off shooting for the moment. That would be ideal. So it looks like we've got everyone back together. We are in a little bit of a hill, but we are slightly down when it comes to our units right now. So we'll just make sure we take out these cav. These guys, if you can start shooting again, that would be perfect. Looks like they're just going to charge in. General, you need to swing over here and just make sure we deal with these guys. And we'll swing into them as well. Right, they over here are getting themselves pulled in a bit too much. Just to swing back out and try and avoid any issues. These guys seem to have got themselves stuck. Not what we're looking for, lads. Not what we're looking for. If you swing back down, then we'll be fine. Infantry, get yourself back into position. And General, get yourself back behind the line. We really need to just get ourselves back where we should be. Okay, General's coming in. So honestly, it doesn't even matter what happens apart from this General going down. So at this point, what I need to do is get my General in as quick as possible. Sorry, get my General in as quick as possible. Get these Cav back into a flanking position. Right, you sirs, get into them right now. Get rid of those Levy Spearmen. You guys get in here. All we need to do is kill this General and the whole war is over. He cannot escape under any circumstance. These lads need to just get themselves up this ridge. They have swordsmen coming into our General, which isn't great, but we're just going to have to keep chopping away. You know what, lads, just straight over here now. Archers. Use a bit of fire. My General's just going to have to stay in there. That's him gone. That's him gone. He's gone. He's gone. He's gone. The battle, well, the war's over. We just need to not lose as well more troops than we need to at this point. So, as we start to swarm them over here, they are routing. They are going to mass rout mode now. That is perfect. Well done, lads. General just pull out of there, and yeah, they're gone. They are gone. What we need to do now is just make sure that they all run away. And we can honestly let them go. We can let them go because we actually need a few of them to get away. It doesn't really matter if it's that many or not. Perfect, they're running. You might as well hunt down the infantry, but on the whole, we'll leave them. You guys really just need to stop and just start wandering off in this direction. We'll chop them up. And yeah, that's it. That's the Franks gone, ladies and gentlemen. Bit of a potentially tough battle there. We've only lost a third. It's actually been pretty well fought, as it turns out. Things gone well for us. So, how much have we killed? 83%. You know what? You know what? All units, just pull back. Yeah, all just pull back and no more. Thank you very much. No more. We'll just let them run themselves away. In fact, we can just press end battle, which is what I'm going to do. Heroic victory.
Have killed until they can kill no more.
Kill no more. It was a crushing vic. Indeed, it was. Fortune favours the brave. And with that, we have Vicus Anamonite under siege. Annoyingly, quite a big rebel force we've got to take out now. But that's not the end of the world. So, Silvianus Flavius here. We just got the victory music, which is a bit disconcerting for this battle here. Right, once again though, we've got a couple armies split up. So we can take out the main force nice. Well, it's going to be nice and quickly. I don't know what this army is. I can't currently see it. Oh, this is obviously the man of mass morale. We'll be absolutely fine. Bit of a mystery what our army is. I can't actually remember, but we'll swing in and we'll go and take northern France. Nope, the battered force is the one that we've got to use over here. Apparently, I just didn't recognise them. Well, that's fine. We've got ourselves a forest to the rear. Otherwise, fairly ordinary battlefield. Yeah, I didn't realise we were quite as depleted as this. Gosh. This is looking a bit weak, isn't it? Let's get these guys set up. Well, it's an incredibly patchy looking set of forces on both sides here, but I've got quite a large contingent of horse archers, and that's all I ever really want, and all one ever really needs. So we will get some early shots in the side of the Palatina on the non-shield side, and kind of into the flank at this point. They're going to start running in, we're going to start shooting with the archers. I don't think this is going to go awfully well for them. Yeah, just swinging the actual cav into their archers, keep them busy. I'm just going to check we've got these guys off skirmish. Yes, we do indeed. So this infantry line just needs to hold a position, which I would suggest is easier said than done in the current circumstances. If you can... Ooh, don't know what I just did. Oh, there we are. We'll just swing into those guys and it will not be a problem, I wouldn't have thought. We can clear off some of these as they... See, I'd rather charge them, but I really am not in a position to charge them right now. Palatina are trying to swing into my cav. But I think we'll just try and avoid them, shall we? Probably best if we just swing out to the flank. General, probably best you do come and help us at this stage, actually, because it looks like we're going to need you. Where are the Horn of Destiny, sir? And we'll just charge all the horse archers in, and I think that will start to do the job. There we go. Hopefully that's going to cause a bit of panic in their ranks as they are surrounded. There we go. That's one down. Palatina are holding. No, they're not. All units. Attack the general. That includes you archers. All of you in right now. In fact, you Cav, though, you swing around. Just make sure those lads are all mopped up. Perfect. There goes the general.
Kill the enemy general. Now his men show fear. Now they may turn and run. Attack! Attack!
Attack! Attack! Yeah, well, we'll just reform the most pathetic infantry line in history. And reform some raiders in behind who are going to have to form up an auxiliary infantry line eventually, I imagine. Go and hit these chaps over here. And there we are, those peasants are going to run.
Now hunt them down.
Now, what was this force? Couple units. I'd like to take them out here rather than later. And if I'm not careful, they'll just flee. So if I just send my horse archers to start coming up this way, that would be perfect. Fun game of shooty, stabby here, but luckily for me the shooting is, well, going to hopefully win. We've got our archers up here just to have some fun with them. They can play a bit of the skirmish game before too long. We'll get them shot in behind by our cav, which is very much what I'm looking for. These guys obviously do have pretty strong defences, but we're on the non-shield side, of course, so we'll do a little bit of extra damage. And over here, they're going to stop very soon, I imagine, to start throwing javelins. We'll just close the distance, one of the two. Either way, we're just going to start running away from them. So the infantry line needs to just turn. Does that count as infantry line? I suppose it does at this point. I suppose it does. If you get yourselves back here, then that will be ideal. We'll just send one of you over there to get a bit of an angle in on them. If the horse archers can continue to swing over here, we'll continue to close the trap. They're going to try and throw some javelins, but I think they're a bit late. Maybe. I don't know. Either way, I don't think this is going very well for them. And here comes the charge then. Let's just send all of the horse archers into them. General's going to hit him in the side. Our arrows coming in. I'm not sure he's very happy about that. We'll just pull the general out of there. Those cav are not going to do well. And we'll send him in for one more charge. Pure numbers are drowning them. No more missiles, please. Just everyone get in hand to hand. Finish them off. No. We cut them all down. We cut them all down. Yes, slay them all indeed. So, another good victory for us starting off the day here. We are in a fairly good position. We're just taking out the Franks, of course. The Western Romans are largely just... there are a few difficult battles going along, but by and large, it's a matter of just poking them and just taking territories one by one at this stage.
They can kill no more.
They can kill no more. Yes. But in general, we just need to start looking at the east more. The Vandals are sort of hanging around still, so we need to think about them. But we have managed to reinforce, and I don't think they're going to be able to do too much. That's a good bucket of money. Christian. Well, I guess I'll take you, sir, but it's not ideal, really, is it? Not ideal. Are there any armies on these boats? No, not at all. All is grand. All is grand. Oh, yes, Syracuse. I have also put Syracuse under siege. Chaps are over here. We will potentially auto... I'm not sure how well the auto reserve will go, actually. 10 to 7. Not sure about that one. We'll hold back on that for the moment. We'll come back to that. Ooh. Okay, so some of the Eastern Romans have come down to Italy. That's fine. What I'd like to do in that case is send chaps onto the bridge, because that's my best chance to take them on, I think. So we'll send that stack over there. We will hire up mercenaries because we can afford them right now. Get some peasants just as extra numbers. They can just block a side or something like that. Why not? Ravenna just get a bit more infantry. In terms of this army then, what's it look like? Have we got many archers? Yes, we've got 3 archers. Great archers, it must be said. 3 experience. Got 12, 14, 16. Those are magnificent archers. I did complain about this army earlier, but we're looking a bit better now, especially with the step-heavy spearmen. They can hold their own. 25 defence is rather good, albeit obviously a bit of that experience and the other stuff going on. Just the armour and weapons. Faction announcements. Anyone notable died? I can imagine that's likely to have happened. Albon over here has gained Axe Bitten. That's okay. And nothing too interesting happening by and large, just the odd traits being picked up here and there. Right, they've decided not to attack Quincum, possibly because it's actually reinforced at this point. We have a few forces on the bridge there, which is not going to survive a full-on assault, but it's something that can certainly do a bit of damage. As these Vandals, they're still wandering, and I've got to start picking them off. So I want to pull them into a battle here or there, but for now, it's just a matter of biding my time. I do have reinforcements. I've now made it all the way over to Campus Marcia and Manny. So if we merge up those peasants, we can largely get things in here. Not sure what to do with these peasants. We'll find a job. They can probably go off with the general and take on some units. Why not? Why not? Campus Chatty has grown. Should probably make sure we deal with that. I'm pretty sure Campus Barbarian grew last turn as well, so we will need to reinforce up there too. Okay, things are looking very grey and blue, which is what we want to see, isn't it? Let's go to look at our new town over here. Very tired army. Oh, they've really worked hard. He's an eagle taker, of course. What's going on here? Ah, we did lose a couple of those infantry units at the end of that battle, which hardly is surprising, but would rather not. Rather not. It's much better if I can just retrain. Annoyingly, they just would have made a whole new unit, so I can't retrain those separately. But we can pretty much do what we want to. Get one more unit. Oh, good. We can get the proper step-heavy spearmen. We don't want this army getting across, but there's not a lot I can do about it because I don't have any ships. So we'll worry about that later, I think. We'll leave the spy in here. We have got spies over in this direction, of course, so we know something what that's going on. They have got these first cohorts everywhere, which is irritating, but with all of our arrow fire, we seem to be okay at taking them out. Ah, of course, Vindula Corum, which didn't really have to do anything last time, disappointingly. They do have a bit of work potentially, though, going forward. Let's actually do it that way around. We can leave some of the too experienced lads behind, because we want to take this army elsewhere. That is not a good force over there. I reckon we can just auto-resolve that. 84, that's fine. Exterminate that then. We have captured that city, and now we'll just retrain, rebuild all of those towns. Perfect. So, with that, we are in here. We're going to need to retrain before we can actually... Yeah, before we can actually do anything particularly with that. Galloper, that is useful for us. Yeah, we obviously need to wait a turn or two to retrain. But certainly this is all looking very well tied up. And this is looking strong in this part of the world because we stole other people's infrastructure. Because we are not capable of building our own at any point. Speaking of that, let's get a warlord over on Karale. I'd like some watchtowers, essentially. That is what I would like. So, around the Empire then, we have our two Christian towns over here. This is actually pagan, as it turns out. But that's not an issue. Let's get a tavern, just make sure we keep the public order going on all right. And what else can we get? Just a bit more infantry. We'll just keep on pumping out more units everywhere. More and more units, please. I'd quite like to take up this force because I was a bit worried about all of their troops hanging around. I can really do with some spies though, but I kind of need to keep sending troops. You know what, this will do. This can be where I get a couple of my spies over to their lands. There are an awful lot of cities. There's only Thessalonica, Athens and Constantinople. Same as obviously Sarmatia, which looks like we might be leaving to them if they want to not be at war with us. Do I actually have a diplomat? Possibly worth looking at, actually. Do I have one anywhere? Just an awful lot of spies. No, I have no diplomats or assassins. My assassins have been useless, it is fair to say. So, yeah, we'll get one at Tarentum. We'll get the diplomat first, and we'll send a spy over just afterwards. And then we can get on with our life a little bit. Might as well have some peace, some trade with some Asians if they'll take it.
Yes.
Otherwise, odd rebels to take out, but as ever, as it ever was, same as it ever was. Looking westward though, I think these towns have kind of sent all of their forces. So if we can fight off these chaps over here, then we should be able to start sending armies in that direction too. Finta Decorum. Would it be better to send this over east? I think it would be, you know. So I think I'm just going to leave one spearman behind. Actually, no.
General.
Just leave the Bucellari. I'm not too worried about the Bucellari. That was probably a really stupid idea, wasn't it, Thomas? No, actually, it's fine. It's actually fine. That is great. These guys will take a little bit longer to retrain. And we can use these forces to go westward. I think, actually, we probably want this to go east as well. Any new forces we make over here can go west, but that's not really our main concern. The main concern is, of course, continuing to go and take Constantinople. That is really our main aim. Now over here we actually get 4 experience out of our units straight off the bat as a mix of their Wotan Sacred Circle here, and obviously the barracks gives us extra experience, which is quite magnificent. So cannot argue with that at all. I very much like that. Royal Stables, Grand Bazaar. I don't really have the finances for that, but we'll get on it in time if we ever actually have an economy. Now, we must be starting to gain something now. 3,000. Almost nothing, but it's something rather than absolutely nothing. So we won't complain when we've got a chance. He's gloomy because he's stuck in this riotous hellhole in the north. Same with this chap over here. He's very old, by the way. He, yeah, we're getting a new chap in. He can pass on his silk merchant. He hasn't got any other retinue, but that will do, I suppose. And otherwise, the plague has ended over here, so we can retrain a little bit more. Mind some horse archers. Annoyingly, a big part of rebels, but potentially that's because we've got problems with the Vandals. At long last, though, we do have a force here at least ready to try and hold off their army. So if they can vacate the bridge, we can start to at least hold up these bridges and hopefully draw them into a battle or two. We might lose if they send all their forces at once, but I think on the whole we will be okay. Ah, of course we had Syracuse. You know what? 10-7. There's no way that'll be an issue really. Yeah, it's all fine. We've got tons of experience in this force. Into there, exterminate that population. Oh, and with that, actually, I have a little bit more money to spend before we get moving on in an urban barracks. That is lovely. Well, when we have that fixed up, we can make use of that again. Might as well get ourselves a tavern because public order is always an issue throughout the Empire. But yes, with that we have a little bit more money to start throwing around, so we can start getting a few more buildings here or there where we need it, particularly actually in some of places like this which are really underdeveloped. Not too bad up here, but certainly in some of my core territories we just have nothing at all, so it would really be helpful just to start adding some infrastructure. Yeah, see, for example here, we don't even have a practice range. It's just absolutely useless. Let's get us as a Hall of Heroes. Just some of the basic stuff that we've been ignoring for a long time. It will certainly at least cheer up some of these locals who always seem darn miserable. Get a Grand Bazaar over there. We spent all our money. Send our turn. See if anything interesting happens. The hordes are somewhere. They're going to face us on the bridge. This is what I'm looking forward to. Cornelius Valens then. Yeah, a lot of mercenaries, of course. This is that army, isn't it? Now they do some first cohorts, which on a bridge battle can be a bit of a menace. But we do have 6 experience here. We have the javelins to throw in. We have plenty of missiles. I think we'll be fine, but we do just need to be a little bit careful with this. This general, though, isn't particularly good. He has got to be in the wars, though. So, yeah, we'll be absolutely fine. But let's do this with minimal losses, please. Because I've got all no money once again. Let's head in. Typical start point for our bridge battle then. We're going to get ourselves into position on the waterfront. Certainly helps when you've got a proper bridge. Obviously being Barbarian Invasion, not Rome Total War, they are going to try and cross the bridge. But we do have a bit of a fuchsia pink day here, which is a bit of a throwback to the old classic Rome Total War Barbarian Rebel campaign. So yeah, we'll be looking forward to a lovely victory because this colour always suits us well. So we are just going to get ourselves a shield trim up in the front here, just to kind of blunt really any charge from the general. Otherwise we've got ourselves our proper heavy spearmen over here. Veterinarii to throw some javelins in. They will stretch across to defend if indeed they need to. Would help if we can just take out their archers. Those guys are pretty much dead. And on this side of course we've got a similar kind of thing. Veterinarii ready to intercept, as well as some peasants and things, just if anyone wants to cross the river. But otherwise we are just going to shoot down their hippos. Oh, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. Just shoot what you can and when you can. The longer they take, the more damage we'll do, because we are the ones with the range largely. If you wouldn't mind shooting the Barbarian, actually, that would be perfect. A little bit short on yeah, a little bit short on troops on that side to shoot people down, so we'll just shoot down that cavalry. Actually, we can shoot the Veterinarii at the front. Definitely worth hitting them. So as we just try and chip away at them, they will get weaker and weaker because we've got all of the firepower in the world. We're really only taking a few light knocks here, so I can't really argue with that. I'm just going to tell them to stop just so that they don't start running after them. Just override my order, but they should continue anyway. This is looking good. This is looking good because they're taking the time to get themselves set here. Most of their missile troops are already gone, and we'll have plenty of ammo to focus on their infantry as they come in. So my archers can just get themselves ready. Looks like they're about to get headed in. We're still awaiting them to actually cross the bridge. I'm starting to get a bit irritated by it now. Sending my horse archers across. Hopefully they won't drown. But yeah, as we are taking out their last bit of cavalry, or just about, yeah, I'm looking forward to just chopping them all down with the arrows from this side as well. That'd be lovely. These guys are just going to stop shooting now because we're getting low on ammo. I just need to keep a few rounds for when they do, if they do cross, for when they are crossing the river. So that'll be perfect. But yeah, I'm just going to play a waiting game at this point. He's just giving the order to move out, and I don't know if that's just rearranging or what. It certainly looks like it. What are they doing? This guy's an absolute fool, isn't he? Well, we'll just keep on swinging around. Swing round these guys. Get to the get to their non-shield side. Certainly be more helpful. Let's just turn off shooting for the moment. Before he's coming into the back of the general now, he might wake up a little bit. Perhaps, or perhaps not. He's just going to stand there and take it. This is like the original Rome Total War before the patches and updates. They just stood there and get shot. Army after army would just stand there and get shot. This is very strange. The computer does not know what to do. I think they've forgotten that they're attacking here. Just wait for the time to go down otherwise. But we'll do as much damage as we can with the missiles. General's just waiting to get himself shot in the back, which, I don't know. Maybe it's noble of him. I would say it's rather foolhardy, but he's camouflaged himself by not standing with his actual men. They're trying to shuffle along. No, still caught Steve over there. And down goes Alan. It's just Jeff left to be shot, unfortunately for them. We keep on missing the general, but we are at least hitting these lads right in front of him. That's alright. Oh, these guys are going a bit strange. Slain by your so they're just going to reform again, are they? Okay, that's fine. We'll just continue to shoot these lads in the back and see if there's anything else we can do. I don't know. Barbarian, are you in range? No. Barbarian can come stand over here on the bridge. Why not? Go over to the bridge and have a shot. I think they're officially fleeing now, which is just funny. So send my other cav across. We'll do what damage we can. Largely, we'll just continue to shoot with our lovely horse archers over here. Largely just shooting into the pack to see what we can do. To be fair, actually, you, sir, you've run out of stuff, ammo, whatever it's called, arrows. all of that stuff. So you charge in. Try not to get caught by all of the actual infantry. Try not to get caught by all the actual infantry. But here comes the general! Smashy, smashy. And you, sir, do the same. No, you're supposed to pull out. Supposed to pull out. Oh, actually, they're mostly routing here. Mostly routing. General, swing into the next unit then. Cav, all of you swing into there. A few routes here or there, but I think the numbers might do it for this lad. Yeah, they are going to melt. They are going to melt into these peoples rather than lads, because I keep on saying lads at the moment. Who else is there to clear out? Over there. This is perfect. This has not quite gone the way I imagined it, but we managed to mop them up just about. Plumbitari are holding on for a surprisingly long amount of time. Yeah, they're just chasing after them, aren't they? Okay, there's one unit of combatants of first cohort who need to go down, but apart from that, it's just a matter of mopping them up. And here they go, the last ones are running away. Hunt them down and slay them all, indeed. Well, let's just take out the last few of these chaps. Might as well chop all of them down as they've got themselves their lovely eagle. And with that, that should pretty much be everybody. It's a very successful battle, a bit unorthodox, but can't complain about a bridge battle going slightly differently to normal. Let's use the horse archers pretty well. Use those last few rounds of the archers to trigger them actually to start retreating. But yeah, actually what I did do with the horse archers was I kept on picking those units. You might have noticed there were quite a few weak ones. It's normally a good plan in this sort of situation. Don't quite kill the units, leave them all pretty weak, because then you can cause the rout pretty simply, and that will trigger the bigger units to just rout for you. Which is what pretty much happened there. So that has cleared one of those bigger eastern armies out for me. Cleared up the armies in Italy to start heading eastward. That's annoying, they've blockaded that port, which I need to go send my diplomat. Pagan good looking commander 16, he's got some traits, so we'll have him. Marriage, there we go, and you are over into Renton. That is marvellous good news. Send the diplomat over there, and no, we're not clearing them out anytime soon, are we? No, we are not. Quite a lot of repairs going on then. Vicus Alamanni is looking alright. We don't have an awful lot of money, but we will at least get some retraining done. We'll just merge those ones and yeah, finish that off. Perfect. So over here, I think, to be honest, we'll just get some more lances. It wouldn't hurt to have a little bit more in terms of that. And otherwise, we've got the marriage celebrations, we've got end of term report, and an Eagle of Rome. Mediolanum. Perfect. An enemy army has routed. So, with this army all freed up, we didn't lose very much at all, just a few of our horse archers, so we'll just blend those together, send you back to Mediolanum, and retrain there. That will be ideal. And you, sir, is it alright for you to start moving this way? I would suggest you do, actually, yes. Now, I can't see any more units in this part of the world. But you never know, really, do you? Never know. So get you over here. Yes, there's a few stacks in that direction. If we get you to head over to Sirmium and see what's going on, mostly pretty experienced. If we caught them out in the field, we would be able to take them on at some point, hopefully. Now, once again, we've got the issues with not enough units over here to be able to hold ground. This lad is at least in the city now, 63 years old. I don't mind if they want to have a go, because I reckon we can do some good work holding them off with that force. On this bridge, though, we're looking a little bit more flimsy, so we'll just continue to send men in that direction. But we are running out of money, so do you need the Great Market? Probably not. We'll just cancel all the infrastructure that I just put in place. We can actually send one of these archers over to the bridge, and then you can get one more over there. These will at least be able to reinforce. And can you leave the town without it getting upset? You can indeed, so you can join the army too, and we'll just see yeah, we'll check on that just to make sure there's no issues there. I'm amazed they haven't decided to attack me because the Goths are not my friends. They are allied with my enemies, but at the moment we're doing okay. Actually, they are allied with the Sassanids, so we get on with the Sassanids. They're one of the people who aren't... Everyone hates me. They're one of the people who aren't attacking me. They're my only border that haven't waged war on me. Apart from, I suppose, the Goths, but they did tear up their alliance, so... yeah, I don't feel as confident with them as I do with our friends, sort of, the Sassanids. I don't ask them for an alliance, otherwise they'll probably decide to attack me at pure spite. Yeah, that's most likely what will happen in that circumstance. So, where are we then moving on to next time? Well, we have ourselves a bit of a force to defend Aquincum and a force on the bridge, which, whilst it will probably lose, can at least hold its ground a little bit. If we can get those archers, we can only afford one. I'll probably cancel one of these pointless infrastructure projects. That one's actually important. Things like the Hall of Heroes up in the north really isn't necessary. We'll grab a few more of these mercs just to make sure they don't get them, and to make sure we have a little bit more to hold the bridge. The thing is, we don't really have enough infantry here to do it, but I suppose there are a few more units coming in over there. So at least with the Vandals, we've started to get some forces together. We've got our faction leader Gelmer moving eastward with a very, very strong army. We've got the force here, which can probably go and take Campus Quadi and deal with those rebels before going to hold the bridge. That is very much what I need to do, so I think I'll start sending them now, actually. Just leave those peasants behind in the town. They're miserable as ever. That's fine. We will just put that under siege and see how things go from there. I think the Vandals now can be held off. Oh yes, of course, they cleared out that small unit of rebels. Yeah, I think we can hold these guys off now. If they want to come attack us on the bridge or in the city here, I'm quite happy for them to. If they want to come attack this army on the bridge over here in a few turns' time, I'll be happy enough with that. We've got more reinforcements coming from the south, and up in the north, well, the odd Roman lads standing around, but in general, we're in a sort of position where we can see where they are, and there's not a lot of them. So we'll just gather forces in this part of the world to start descending on the other towns. So Varicum before long can possibly fall under our control. So what I need to do actually is clear off this guy first, so that we can start worrying about going westward. So we'll go take him on with our horse archers, of course, and we'll just gather the forces over here. That'll be ideal. You, sir, look like you're a good guy to lead the forces. Get some peasants. That probably wasn't the best idea. You can come join that town instead, to at least keep it calm. And these chaps can go and join us over there. Get a new warlord over here to go and sort that out, because Frankie can send some of its ridiculously strong troops in that direction. And probably the same will continue towards the south. Yeah, look at those peasants, by the way. 729. Absolutely magnificent and bonkers. If you are happy, you're not happy. You know what? I'll sort it out in time. Just a watchtower, not rebels. Right, well, things are looking like they're finally going all right for the Slavs. We haven't had a rebellion in a few turns. We've taken out a few rebels. We feel like we've got the Vandals under control at last, and the Eastern Empire have had a bit of a poke in, which means that we can start to think about properly moving east. The forces are gathering. We just need to keep on sacking cities to finance our plans. But yes, we'll see. That's mainly going to come in this direction, so we need to get our forces moving so that we still have our income to sort it out. But, look, ladies and gentlemen, in the finances, a tiny, tiny, insignificant profit. Oh, it is glorious days, but largely it's, yeah, as I said earlier, it's the same as it ever was, really, isn't it? I'll catch you next time when we'll try and sort out the Vandal problem. I'm Thomas, this is To Know the Human, and this has been our Slavic campaign. Thank you, and goodbye. The most plunderful time of the year. No flag, no country. Simultaneous death roboting. That's what we all came to see. The golden age as we nuke the world. These guys will soon be blown out of the water. Did you see what I did there? I am
Not proud of myself.